Shalom to all. We are in Perek Chaf Aleph. Perek Chaf Aleph. Here we go. Hashem pakad es Sarah kasher amar. Hashem pakad. He remembered Sarah as he had said. As he had said, remembering Sarah means that he is going to bless her with a shayal vayas Hashem l'Sarah kasher diber, and he gave Sarah vayas Hashem l'Sarah kasher diber. He did for Sarah that which he had said. Vatar vatelet Sarah la'Avram ben l'zikunav. She gets pregnant and she gives a son to Abraham in his old age. Lamoed asher diber oto Elokim, at the exact time that Hashem had promised. Vayikra Abraham et Shem beno hanolad lo asher yada lo Sarah Yitzchak. They called him Yitzchak. Vayamal, and he gets, and Pasuk Dalet says that Yitzchak is given a bris milah at the age of 8 days old. Ben shmonat yamim. Pasuk Hey, Abraham is 100 years old when he gives Yitzchak a bris milah. Pasuk Vav, bottom of 218. Vatomar Sarah tzechok asali Elokim. This is a good miyamar. Sarah says, Tzchok, Hashem did a joke for me. He did a laughter for me. Tzchok asali Elokim, kol hashameya yitzchak ali. All who hear will laugh with me. All who hear that a 90-year-old woman and a 100-year-old man had a child will laugh. Vatomer, and she said, so the Vav is important pasuk. Pasuk Zayin, Vatomer mimi lela Avraham heinika vanim l'Sarah. She said, who would have said to Avraham that Sarah would be able to nurse a child? Ki aladati ben lizkunav, because I've given birth in my old age. I think the pasuk Vav is a little bit more of a clear pasuk. Pasuk Chet, vayigdal hayeled vayigamal. He's weaned. Weaned means that he doesn't nurse from his mother anymore. And after he is weaned, Avram makes a feast for him. Vayas Avraham mishte gadol, a big party, a big feast for Yitzchak biyom higamel et Yitzchak. Pasuk Tes vatera Sarah's ben Hagar. Now, Sarah sees that Hagar's son is a mitzachik. Mitzachik here means that he was mocking, he was making fun of Yitzchak. Now, this is an important question because here Yishmael is described as a mitzachik, and we saw in a previous Perek, I think in Perek Yud Tet, that when Lot told his sons-in-law that they need to leave the city because the city is going to be destroyed, they didn't believe him. And the pasuk describes their not believing him as in pasuk Yudalid, page 197, Perek Yutes, pasuk Yudalid, right? They said, "Vayihi mitzachek b'nei chatanav." They thought, "Oh my God, he's not going to destroy. God's not going to destroy the city. That's crazy." So they thought that Lot was crazy. The pasuk says that Lot is described as a mitzachik, as a comedian, because they didn't take him seriously. So in the pasuk earlier, Lot is described as a mitzachik, but mitzachik means more like crazy, joking, like it's not really taking him seriously. Here, mitzachik, Yishmael is called a mitzachik because he was mocking, he was making fun of Yitzchak. In this pasuk, it's the mitzachik is Yishmael. Vatomer la'Avraham. So Sarah says to Avram, get Hagar out of my house. Garesh ha'amah hazot v'et bina. That is Sarah to Avram. Kilo yirash ben hamah hazot in b'ni Yitzchak. I can't allow them to be together. I can't let them be with Yitzchak. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Vayored adavar me'od ben Avram. This was very yara. This was ra. This was bad. Avram did not like this. This was very, very difficult for Abraham. That his wife wanted him to kick out his son Yishmael, and the maidservant Hagar. Vayomer Elokim el Avram. Hashem said to Avram, Al yera be'inecha, don't allow this to be bad. Don't get down about this advice or this command, we'll say, whatever, that Sarah is telling you, that you got to kick out Hagar and Yishmael from your house. Al yera be'inecha. Al hanar v'al masecha. Don't think this is bad. And then he says an important line. Hashem. This is Hashem to Avram. Kol asher tomar lecha Sarah. Everything that Sarah tells you, Shema biko la. You should listen to her. Why? Ki b'Yitzchak yikare lecha zara. This pasuk is also a good potential miyamar lemi. V'gamet ben ha'amal l'goy asimeno. Who also you should know that don't worry, Avram, I'm also going to make him, this Ben Ha'amah, the son of the maidservant, meaning Yishmael, I'm also going to make him into a big nation, Yikarei Lecha Zara. Sorry, Lugoy Asimen. I'll make him into a big nation. Pasuk Yadav Vayashkim Avram Baboker V'Kach Lechem V'Chem Asmayim. He gets up early in the morning and he gives lechem, he gives bread and he gives water to Hagar, and she puts it on. He put places on her shoulder and he sends her out, and they go to Beer Sheva. They go to the Midbar. They go to the desert to Beer Sheva. Pasuk Tesva Vayichlu Amayim. There's no more water. There's no more water. She thinks probably she's going to die. She thinks he's going to die. And she puts him under one of these achad hasichim, under one of the bushes. And then she goes at a distance from him. She goes away. She can't bear to see him potentially die. So vatelech vateshav la mineged. She goes like facing him at a distance. How far away? Harchek kimetahave keshes. As far as it would take you to shoot a bow and arrow. As English, about the distance of a bow shot away. Why? Ki amra al era bimot hayelad. I can't see the death of this kid. She sits away from him and she lifts up her voice and she starts crying. Now the pasuk doesn't say, but obviously, or we see obviously from the next pasuk, that Yishmael was also crying. So Vayishma pasuk Zayin Vayishma Elokim et kol anar. Hashem listened. Hashem heard the cry of the nar, of the boy, of Yishmael, and all of a sudden Vayikra Malach Elokim el Hagar. All of a sudden a malach, an angel of Hashem, appears to Hagar. Vayomer lo, and he says to her, Malach Hagar, what's up? Al tiri, don't be scared. Ki shama Elokim et kol hanar ba'asher hu sham. That's an important pasuk. That Hashem heard, or the Malach Hashem is telling Hagar that God heard the voice of the Na'ar, the cry of the Na'ar, of Yishmael, Ba'asher hu sham. Kumi si'i al Na'ar. Get up and take the boy, and keep your hand on him. Don't worry, he's going to be a big guy. He's going to be a big, a great nation. And what happens? So how's that going to happen? They don't have any food. They're going to die, right? Hashem miraculously opened her, not miraculously opened her eyes, but Hashem opened her eyes, and all of a sudden there was a well of water. There was a well of water that miraculously appeared in the desert. And she comes and she lifts up, she fills up that, that pouch, that owala, that Stanley that she had been given by Avraham, and gave it to the boy to drink. Pasuk Chaf, bottom of 224. He gets big. Vayeshev bamidbar. Vahi rova kashet al mina emar. He becomes an archer. Rova kashet. Yishmael becomes an archer. Vayeshev ben barparam vatikach lo imo. Yisha me'eretz Mitzrayim. And they live in the desert of Paran, and his mother, meaning Hagar, takes a wife for Yishmael from the land of Mitzrayim. Vatikach lo imo. His mother took for him Isha, a woman, a girl, me'eretz Mitzrayim, from Egypt. Pasuk Chaped. You have to know, Amin Amar, who's the Sar Tzva, who's the head of the army of Avimelech? His name is Ficho. So they come to Avram Avinu and they say, Lokim Chimcha, B'chol Asher Ata Oseh. Avimelech, they say to Avram, Hashem is with you in everything you do, and now please enter into a bris with us. Enter into a covenant with us. Hishavali belokim heina im tishmorli, and if that you be nice to us. That's the deal. The deal is that you don't take your anger out, or your whatever, your power. You don't take our land. You're nice to us. Why? The chesed that we did for you, you should do for us. What was the chesed that we did for you? We said you could take the entire land. You could take any part of the land that you want. So Avram says, I will enter into a covenant with you. He reprimands him, Asher Gazu Avdei Avimelech. And he reprimands him. We didn't go into this so much, but he reprimands Avimelech regarding the well of water that Avimelech's servants had taken by force. Avimelech denies everything. Lo yadati mias, I don't know who did et hadavar hazeh. V'gam atol, and you never told me. V'gam anuchi lo shamati biltiyayim. I don't anything. They're basically saying like I have no clue about anything. So Avram takes sheep and cattle, gives to Avimelech, and vayichrutu shnehem brit. Okay, they make a brit. They make a covenant together. Avram and Avimelech, basically not to hurt each other. Vayatzav Avram et sheva kivusot hatzon levadihen. V'Avimelech Avram. He basically brings these 7 animals, a little bit of a kind of a gift, kind of like this is like how they're cementing their covenant. Pasuk Lamed, Vayomer ki et sheva kvasot tikach miadi bavur tieli le'eda. Take these animals, take these sheva kvasot from me, and this is going to be proof to me ki chafarti asabe erazot, that I dug these wells. They do these 7 wells, and they call the place Be'er Sheva. Now, obviously, when we say that earlier that they went to Be'er Sheva, and only now it's called Be'er Sheva, it's because in hindsight, the place that they went to was called Be'er Sheva. Pasuk Lamed Bet, Vayichadu Brit Be'er Sheva, and they go back to Eretz Plishtim. Then, before they go, Avram plants a special type of tree, which is called an Eshel. Not sure how they would ask, what question they would ask, but know that Vayita Eshel Be'er Sheva, that Avram plants an Eshel tree in Beersheva, Vayikra Sham B'Shem. Hashem, he calls out to God. Vayikra Avram Be'eretz Plishtim Yamim Rabim. That is Perek Chaf Aleph.